What's up, Sum Hacker? Let's dive into our next simultaneous equation, practice sum. So out of these two equations, I think that this first one is the simpler one to manipulate. So I'm going to change that to make sure that x is the subject of the formula. So I'm going to say x on the one side, and I'm going to say equals to 3 plus 2y. And then I'm going to label that as equation 1, and I'm going to label the other one as equation 2. And then I'm going to say put 1 and 2. And what I'm going to do is substitute this in everything here which has an x value. So I'm going to have 3 plus 2y squared minus 3 plus 2y times with y minus y squared. And then that 1 over here, I'm actually going to take it over the equal sign and change its sign. So that is going to be -1, and that's going to be equal to 0. Cool. So now I'm going to expand these brackets and say 3 plus 2y times 3 plus 2y, because that was squared. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to multiply the y in here first before I deal with this negative. So that is going to give me minus bracket 3y plus 2y squared minus y squared minus 1 is equal to 0. Great. Now I'm going to do FOIL with my bracket. So I'm going to multiply like this. And I've got 3 times 3. Going to give me 9. 3 times 2y is going to give me plus 6y. The same plus 6y. And then finally we're going to have 4y squared. Now I'm going to multiply this negative into the bracket here. So I'm going to have minus 3y minus 2y squared. And then I'm just going to write the rest of the equation down. So minus 1 squared minus 1 equals 0. Right, now I'm going to simplify. So I'm just going to quickly group all my y squared variables here. And if I simplify, that is going to give me 1. So I'm actually just left with y squared because I don't need to write the 1 down. Then I'm going to cross them out because I have used them. Now I'm going to look at my y's, and that is going to give me positive 9y, and then cross them out because I've used them. And then I'm just going to simplify my whole numbers here, and that is going to give me plus 8 equals to 0. Now I'm going to factorize, so I'm going to write my two brackets down, equals to 0. I know that I have a y in the one and a y in the other. All signs are positive here, which means that I'm going to have positive signs in my brackets. Plus, and then I asked myself, okay, what are the factors of 8 that are going to give me 9? And in this particular example, it's going to be 1 and 8. And the way you can quickly check yourself here is simply say 1 plus 8. Is that going to give me 9? And it does. And then 1 times 8, is that going to give me 8? And it absolutely does. So this is something that you can do just to quickly check that the variables inside your bracket are indeed correct. So now we're just going to solve for y. So we're going to say y plus 1 is equal to 0 and y plus 8 is equal to 0. Then we're going to have y is equal to -1 and y is equal to -8. Just stick your or between them. Amazing. Now all that's left to do is to substitute these values into this equation over here. So we're going to say put y values into 1. We're going to have y is equal to -1 and y is equal to -8. And then we are simply going to plug it into our equation. So we're going to have x is equal to 3 plus 2 times -1. And that is going to give us x is equal to 1. And on the other side, we're going to have x is equal to 3 plus 2 times -8. And that's going to give us x is equal to -13. And those are your answers here. So can you see you have 4 answers here, which is absolutely correct. That is what you should have when you are working with simultaneous equations. So these are 100% correct. And that is it. Nice one, Sum Hacker. Let's keep the momentum going. And if you are ready to move on, then let's dive into the next video and let's get stuck in.